It's set to be a busy week for Celtic with regards to the transfer market. At the weekend we got confirmation from Brendan Rodgers that Carl Starfelt would be leaving the football club, but the club have a plan up their sleeves with regards to incomings after Sky Sports' latest reveal. Of course, in today's video we will discuss this whilst also going over all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours. But first, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Celtic content. Celtic striker Kyogo was key for the Hoops at the weekend as they defeated Ross County by 4-2. The Japan international bagged a goal and an assist in what was a vastly impressive display. Behind Kyogo in the Parkhead striking pecking is O, although according to a report from Football Transfers, the Hoops are interested in bringing another frontman to the club. They say that Mikel Antonio wants out to West Ham and that Celtic are among a list of potential suitors for the Jamaican international. Leeds United have also been named as a side who hold interest in Antonio, so it appears that if Celtic are indeed in for the player, they will face decent competition. Despite falling out of favour in the past year, the 33-year-old still has 118 goal contributions in his 276 games for the Hammers. His signing will not be the most enticing for the Hoops fans, but adding yet another international forward to the front line, who has a respectable record down south, wouldn't be the worst move. Whether this report is accurate though remains to be seen. His astronomical wages makes this deal highly unlikely. We know that Celtic have already made a bid for Swedish central defender Gustav Lagerbilk as they look to replace the outgoing Carl Starfelt. Reliable Sky Sports journalist Anthony Joseph though has said that the Hoops have made an inquiry for another defender along with Lagerbilk. Xavier Bamba is his name. The Dutchman plays his football for FC Volendam in his homeland and was initially linked with a move to Parkhead back in May. The interest in the Hoops is still clearly there. Mbamba spent time in the academies of both Barcelona and Chelsea before moving to Volendam, where he is now on a free last summer. For the Eredivisie side, the 21-year-old has made 30 appearances. In these games, Mbamba has managed to score 5 times from central defence, proving he is a goal threat. 6'4", Dutch, an aerial threat and comfortable on the ball, comparisons between Mbamba and Virgil van Dijk are not so lazy. A move for the former Netherlands youth international would be undoubtedly exciting, but Joseph did say that the boys are further down the line with the potential signing of Lagerbilk. Whatever happens, Brendan Rodgers will be getting a young talented defender with big potential both on the park and off it in terms of future sell-on value. We will find out in the coming weeks whether it is Mbamba or Lagerbilk the Irishman Signs. Brendan Rodgers' first SPFL fixture since he returned to Celtic was one that was highly anticipated for 2 reasons. The first is that fans would get to witness the team in the flesh for the first time since the manager returned, and how the style of football would change. And 2, many were looking to see what the reaction of the fans would be as he walked out onto the pitch under a packed Celtic Park. The Celtic support gave Rodgers a very good reception, but there will obviously be some who still need to be convinced. Martin O'Neill believes that Rodgers will know that there is still work to be done, and has offered him a simple piece of advice to win over doubters that remain. O'Neill spoke to TalkSport and said, "It was the circumstances in which Brendan left I think was a point of contention, and I think that has to be taken into consideration. And Brendan is aware of that. You're not going to win everybody over just because you've won the opening game. Matches for Brendan that will be very, very important, of course, is to take on because Postecoglou has done a fantastic job in the last couple of seasons there. He left them with a good side and Brendan just has to get on with it. But as I said before, if you win matches the fans start to forget, then that's the most important thing. So from Brendan's point of view, just keep winning. European matches will be interesting. The Champions League draw is coming up at the end of the month, and that'll be something where I think that Celtic will want to do better than they haven't done in recent times. The tide of feeling towards Rodgers does seem to have turned in his favour since he was first appointed. The amount of doubters does seem to have dissipated over the last 6 weeks or so. I think now that all the talk of Rodgers needing to win over the fans and the doubters must now be put on one side, there are more pressing matters that should concern the support at this moment in time. Transfer business needs to be done. The Champions League draw is nearing, as is the first Glasgow derby of the season. This season is going to be massive, but one thing you can be sure of is that Celtic fans will be there to back the team as they always do. Celtic have been extremely busy in this summer transfer window, with 5 new faces already added to the squad. We have had fleeting glimpses in pre-season and at the weekend of new additions. Odin Thiago Holm, Hyunjun Yang, Hyok-Koo Kwon and Mark Nowocki have all played some part in the Celtic squad over the last few weeks. Marco Tilio is still yet to show what he can do because of an injury, but when the time comes, I'm sure Brendan Rodgers will be keen to see him in action. However, it was the two Korean signings that the former Celtic striker Chris Sutton looking forward to the new season ahead. Promoting Sky Sports coverage of the SPFL, Sutton was asked who he thought viewers should look out for in the season ahead, and the Hoops hero picked out Kwon and Yang from the 5 new Celtic recruits. Sutton said, "It's always difficult for Scottish teams to recruit because they're signing from a gambler's market. The finances aren't there to buy finished articles, so clubs have to sign young talent. For example, Celtic have again gone down the route of tapping into the Japanese and Korean leagues by signing Hoyeon-jun Yang and Hyuk-koo Kwon, and both look exciting prospects. It will be interesting to see how Brendan Rodgers does. It has to be said that from what we have seen from Celtic's new signings so far, it does look like the club have recruited well. Yang looks like a handful on the right-hand side of the Celtic attack, and Kwon also seems like a no-nonsense midfielder at the heart of the Celtic team. Odin Thiago Holm looks calm and composed, tucked in beside Callum McGregor, and as for Mark Nowocki, he seems to have already forged a decent understanding with Cameron Carter-Vickers in the back line. There's still a long way to go this season to form a full opinion on the signings, but if they continue to fit in and develop as they have started, the Celtic supporters could be in for an interesting and exciting season ahead. Former Celtic midfielder Oliver Cham has found his next club. The French midfielder departed the Hoops with Swansea City right at the end of the summer 2021 window. He had been in Glasgow for 4 seasons, having been signed by Brendan Rodgers in 2017, and won 9 trophies. Cham bowed out of Celtic not in a great way, and moved to South Wales where he spent the past couple of seasons. He did feature fairly regularly for the Swans, but has now departed with 1 year on his deal to go, making the intriguing move to Turkey. But whilst Fenerbahce, Galatasaray or Besiktas may be on your mind, it's actually a club called Samsunspor that he has joined. Samsun-based outfit were promoted back to the Super League last season, and are clearly keen on making an impression if they are targeting players like Cham. Former Celtic favourite Tom Rogic is still without a club as a brand new season gets underway. The Aussie magician is a modern day icon at Celtic, and has been a free agent since leaving West Bromwich Albion at the end of May. Rogic spent just 8 months with the Baggies, joining well into the last season after departing the Hoops a number of months prior. Speculation about his next move was rife this time last year, and it seems very much like history has repeated itself this time round too. Celtic and West Brom both began their league seasons on Saturday, while Europe's top leagues will get underway over the coming weeks. Given that, it is surprising that Rogic hasn't yet found a new club, or even been linked to any. When searching his name online, almost all of the recent entries are from the time of his West Brom exit. There have been no real reports on Rogic finding his next employer, and it is a curious situation. He is a sublime footballer, one of the best to play for Celtic over the past decade. At 30 years old, he still has plenty to offer at a good level. Perhaps there is more to this story than meets the eye. Celtic fans will be hoping to see him make a good move and remind everyone how good he actually is. Celtic fans, what do you make of the centre-back we are linked with? Let me know down in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video, guys. Make sure you drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Remember guys, we have released our brand new Celtic t-shirts with a Brendan Rodgers Pope t-shirt and our Celtic Ultra t-shirts too. You can find them at celticapparel.com or just go down to the link in the description. Thank you, take care, bye bye.